what's the goal of managing cash conversion cycle, CCC? We know that CCC equals to AAI plus ACP minus APP. In this timeline, we know that it starts from the time where the cash flows out, okay, where the company pays cash out to suppliers until the time where cash plumps in. This is the CCC. During this period of time, the companies require financing because at this period of time, the cash is out of the company. Okay, and until the time when they receive cash inflow from the account receivables, during this period of time, the company must have money to run. So the goal of managing CCC is to minimize the firm's financing requirement, okay, by shortening the positive CCC. If they can shorten the CCC as much as possible, they reduce the financing requirements. The firms will have less money tied up in the CCC and hence depend less on the short-term financing. Financing costs associated with short-term financing is reduced and profits will be improved. Let's look at the prior period. Focus on the CCC. This CCC is a long period, so it's associated with higher costs. Example, interest costs, because you need more financing. Let's say you need more borrowings from banks, you need to pay more interest costs. Let's say the company in the current period managed to reduce the CCC, okay? So the firm would have less money tied up in the CCC. Hence, the firms depend less on short-term financing, such as line of credit and notes payable. The financing costs associated with short-term financing, for example, interest costs, is reduced and the profitability is improved. However, this should not be done to the extent of damaging its credit rating with the creditors. Okay, it will lead to unhappy supplier and they may not extend credit terms in the future. So the company has to be careful in this. Any questions so far? Let's look at the illustration, Alpha. Okay. Assuming Alpha spends 3 million annually on OC investments, operating cycles investments. Find the amount of financing needed for Alpha. So it's equals to 3 million times CCC divided by 365 divided by 365. So basically the CCC is 120 days. Okay, ending result. Okay, the amount of financing required is 986, 301.36. Okay, this is the amount amount of financing needed for Alpha. Any questions so far? If the AI drops from 85 days to 75 days, okay, we find a new CCC equals to 75 plus 70 minus 35 equals to 110 days. So the amount of financing required is basically equals to 3 million times 110 divided by 365 equals to 904,109.58. So you can see the amount has reduced. If the interest cost of short-term financing is 12%, let's find the saving of Alpha short-term financing as a result of shortening the AI from 85 days to 75 days. Now we know the financing requirement is lesser, so take 983K minus 904K times 12%. Gives you 9,863.10. So basically the company saved 9,863.01. Any questions so far? What are the strategies to accelerate cash inflow and delay cash outflow? First method is to accelerate the collection of account receivables. This will shorten the average collection period. Examples: a firm can collect checks by hand. So basically, by collecting check by hand, you'll collect faster in a sense compared to you wait for the customer to mail the checks to you. Tendency is that the customer will take a long time to mail the check to you. Next, give cash discount. For example, 2% if you pay in 10 days. This has a positive incentive to encourage early repayment from customer. Okay, this will be revisited in the short-term financing lecture. Next, ask customer to pay by telegraphic transfer or SWIFT rather than payer's company's check. For TT or SWIFT, it could take probably about 1 working days to 2, depends. Okay. Whereas for check, from the time you mail out to the time you receive the check and deposit the check and clear it for check clear, it can take up to 3 to 5 days. It depends on situations. Okay. So basically, TT is much faster than checks. Next, ask customer to pay regular bills. These are regular bills, okay, by gyro. So make it easier for everyone, okay? So as long as regular bill, this will be automated, the payment, okay? Electronic transfer is much faster than traditional check payment, okay? Some of the older companies still use checks to make payment, and it's very slow compared to electronics transfer. Efficient inventory productions management, shorten AAI. This will reduce the AAI. One strategy is to increase the inventory turnover. Okay, to do so, the firm can increase the raw material turnover. Okay, this will lead to overall increase in the inventory turnover. Reduce the production cycle. Increase finished goods turnover while avoiding stock out and improve distribution network. So the faster you distribute out the things, you will shorten the production cycle. You shorten the whole process. C. Stretch AP and stretch account payable. Stretch account payable. Basically prolong the APP, the average payment period. Basically this is to delay cash outflow. A firm can delay its AP, but must not damage its credit rating by not paying on time. So all the above 3 strategies achieve the goal of managing cash conversion cycles. Any questions so far?